Hey everyone, Roy and I'm here. First of all, I want to say thank you. I know I didn't make an update last week. I didn't have a video update last week, and so many people came over to me on the street, on Facebook, on YouTube messages, on Twitter, wherever it was. They came over to me and said, Roy, we missed the video and want to know how you're doing in weight loss on the journey and different forums. And it means a lot to me that each and every one of you, those who are watching and those who are interacting with me, it means a lot, and I want to say thank you for that. The support carries me through in this journey, and I hope that I have a way to give back to you in some way, whether through the videos, through my update, and some way serve you. So in today's message is two parts, which is really one part. Is slipping. You know, we all slip, and I mentioned it before. And in the first video of my 90-day challenge, I mentioned it's not so much about how much you fall and how much you get up, it's how quick you're getting up. That recovery time has to be as short as possible. The shorter that recovery time is, the quicker you'll get up and faster you'll get to where you want to get. So I had a day or two of slipping where I just didn't feel like it, where I didn't work out with Jung and Michael, or I didn't do the shake. But you know what? I got myself in that mindset. Okay, that's not the story. See, what happened in the past, and what happens in many of us is the story becomes about we had a bad day or two. When the story becomes I had a bad day or two, it carries on and it breaks the momentum. If the story is I had a bad day, but it does not mean my challenge is gone, a cheat day on Sunday doesn't mean my whole week is gone. What you ate this morning doesn't mean at night you could splurge. We have to learn how to contain the slip to those moments and not to let it overflow. So for me, the story now is, yes, I had the bad day, but that was a bad day, not bad days. It's not a challenge. It's not a 90-day splurge challenge. You know, it's about just getting that shorter recovery time, the faster you get to where you want to get. And that's what I'm learning, even though I had a bad day or two, but those are just 2 days. It doesn't mean I'm gone. I'm still where I am. I lost over 40 pounds. I don't know exact, because that leads me to point number 2, attachment. I believe part of why I fell into the bad day was because I was too attached to the numbers. I was too attached to them. Even though I only weigh myself once every 2 weeks and measure my waist, I was still attached. I was attached to the amount of calories, and that's a good thing. It's a good habit to create. But when you become too attached, you lose your mind. You know, when you ask a person, many will disagree with me on this point. When you ask a person, wow, you stopped smoking. And a person said, yeah, I stopped smoking for 79 days. You're like, why are you still counting? You're still identifying yourself as a smoker. So when I started losing count of my challenge, I'm not even sure what day it is or what week it is, but that's when I knew I was on the right track. When I let go, I didn't attach myself so much to the result as to the journey. Let the journey take its place. And with that, I want to share a quick story. The story that came up to my mind. There was this king, and this king had a magnificent palace. He was a great king. People loved him. He had a magnificent palace, a magnificent kingdom. People served him. And one day he says, you know what? I want to leave a legacy. I don't want to be a king known as the guy who only has one kingdom. I want to have 2 kingdoms. And he went ahead and built a second palace, a second kingdom, second whatever, and doubled his riches, doubled everything he did, and he was, wow. He said, I succeeded. I became my own role model. You know, I became that guy everyone is looking up to. And he was happy with himself. But then he started thinking. He said, I'm going to be the king known for 2 palaces. I should become the king who's known for more. I don't want to just 2. I want to do a lot more. And he heard about this monk who's traveling from city to city, spreading the word of God and peace. And this monk didn't have anything on him. He had a lion cloth, and he had this like Aladdin lamp to give him some light at night during his travels. And the king heard about this lamp, and he heard that this lamp has some magical power where it doubles your wishes. Whatever you wish for, it'll give you double. And he called upon this monk, and the monk came in front of the king, and the king asked him about a journey, and he saw how passionate the monk was about spreading the word of God, spreading the word of peace. And then the king asked him, Mr. Monk, isn't that a TV show? He said, Mr. Monk, why do you have the lamp? He said, this is a present for my family. Right before I left, my family gave me this lamp, and it served me very well, and I'm very appreciative of it. And the king looked at him and said, Mr. Monk, wouldn't it be better? I'll give you a much better lamp, a lighter lamp that you could carry with you. It'll give you much more light, and give me that lamp as a trade-off. The monk looks at the king and said, Your Highness, I appreciate your thought and generosity. But he said, this is the present for my family. I want to keep it. The king said, but Mr. Monk, listen, I'm the king, please. The monk bowed out. King said, get him. They grabbed the monk, they took the lamp. The king took the lamp and he went into his room. And he ordered all his guards and his people, he said, no one comes in this room. And he locks the door, he takes out the lamp, he rubs it, and he looks at the lamp and he says, whatever he's supposed to say to the lamp, and he says, I want 100 rubles. And the lamp answers back, yes, Your Highness, I will give you 200 rubles. But why ask for 100? Ask for 200 and I'll give you 400. And the king looked at the lamp and said, good idea. I want 400 rubles. And the lamp said, Your Highness, I understand that you want me to give you, I'll give you 800 rubles, but why stop there? Ask for 800 rubles and I'll give you 1,600 rubles. And the king said, you know what? I want 2,000 rubles. He's like, here we go. And the lamp said back to the king, you know, Your Highness, why 2,000? I'll give you 4,000. But don't ask for 4,000. Ask for 8,000. I'll give you 16,000. And so on and so forth. The lamp started having a dialogue with the king. And after a day, the king is all like, yeah, I love this. Give me 4 kingdoms. Give me 4 palaces. He was like, this will be my legacy. And finally, after 3 days and 3 nights, the king died from starvation, and that's the end of the story. I think the point is clear. I think sometimes we have to let go of the results. I mean, this is the lesson I'm taking here for now. It's to let go of the results and realize that our journey is worth it enough. That the journey we're on, whether it's weight loss, wealth gain, whatever you're doing in life, I think that's more important than the results. And as long as you're doing the right routine, but you're not too attached to the result, but you're doing the right routine, and you don't make the story of the slip, rather you make the story of your new life, you're on the right track. And that's the lesson I'm taking. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you shortly.